Let's talk Marvel news and rumors. What exactly did Mark Ruffalo say about Hulk vs. Wolverine? We're going to get into that. And I want to talk about why everyone raised a collective eyebrow when Lemar Hoskins was announced for Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's like the news, but for nerds. Shout out to John Clausen. Indeed, Vizsla is the clan name for the Mandalorian, as well as that bulky guy. And that does have some pretty cool implications. Make sure you stay to the end of this video where we will ask another nerd card question. What's up, everybody? It's Josh. Happy Tuesday to you, and welcome back to the channel. And indeed, there's some pretty cool Marvel news to talk about. I want to start by talking about this Hulk vs. Wolverine, Marvel and Feige and Mark Ruffalo situation, because it's incredibly interesting, and there's been a lot of developments in the past couple of days. So apparently, this all started when Mark Ruffalo went to some kind of an event in Japan. I don't know if it was a fan event or a Comic-Con or something like that. I've seen footage from this event, thanks to Jeremy Conrad on MCU Cosmic. But apparently this place where Mark was at, that's where a lot of the confusion came out. He talked about a couple of different things while he was in Japan. One of them was actually meeting with Kevin Feige and pitching some ideas to him. Basically, Feige had called him and asked him if he thought there was any more stories for the Hulk in the Marvel Universe. Mark Ruffalo said, yeah, I can think of a few. And so they're setting up a meeting and talking about him being back in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Also, and separately, Mark Ruffalo did talk about Hulk vs. Wolverine, but that was because of a question he was specifically asked for it. And this whole thing got passed around the internet like a big game of telephone, to where you were seeing videos, articles, and posts from people saying that Mark Ruffalo is pitching Hulk vs. Wolverine to Kevin Feige for the next MCU movie or whatever, right? So you can see how that got out of control. And several people out there were reporting that that's what was happening, and there was a lot of infighting among the different people out there that do Marvel news and stuff like that. Really wild and interesting stuff. I think the bottom line here is, no, Mark Ruffalo did not say he's going to go pitch Hulk vs. Wolverine, but now after all this internet buzz, he might. And to expound on this story just a bit, we already knew that Mark Ruffalo was meeting with Kevin Feige about an appearance in the She-Hulk series. And there's actually some interesting kind of buzz going around right now. It's not necessarily full story worth, but I wanted to bring it up. And that is all these different things I'm hearing about the actors that are in the MCU maybe not necessarily agreeing as much to just be in these Disney Plus shows as it may appear. I believe Chadwick Boseman, the guy that plays Black Panther, he came out and said, I'm not going to be in any of those Disney Plus shows. And I don't know what the context was of him saying that, but it was reported that he said that. And there's also some confusion on whether or not Robert Downey Jr. is going to indeed come back and voice Iron Man for the What If series. Jeff Goldblum had said that he was, and then I believe somebody from Downey's camp came out and said that's not true. And so I'm not sure exactly what's going on there, but it is nonetheless very interesting. Now, as it pertains to the story, I believe Mark Ruffalo will probably do stuff on Disney Plus. He just seems like he's totally up for it. And that's really the attitude over there. They're just so friendly with Feige, and they're so appreciative of what the MCU has done for their career that they'll play ball. So I expect that Mark Ruffalo will make an appearance in the She-Hulk thing, and it's possible he's going to have a future in the MCU as well, which I would personally really like, but I don't know. He needs to fix that arm, and I kind of want Hulk to be savage again, I gotta be honest, but we'll see what they do with it. That's the news on that one. I wanted to clarify without necessarily calling out any parties that had been involved in the kerfuffle that had happened over the past couple of days. That's the official story about what he said in Japan and what we think's happening with him pitching to Feige. So let me know your thoughts about that in the comment section below. Okay, next up, let's talk about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. This is really interesting to me, so I wanted to sort of back end this part of the video. So check this out. This is all coming from Charles Murphy, and I'm actually on murphysmultiverse.com reading his full breakdown and report of this. But he is saying in an exclusive, and he was kind of teasing this on Twitter, he said it was his big exclusive either ever or for a long time or whatever. So he's very excited about this. But the scoop is that Lemar Hoskins is going, or Hoskins, I honestly don't know how to pronounce that name, but he's going to be in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And this guy is a character from the comic books called Battlestar. Now, Battlestar, as I understand it, and I'm not super familiar with the character, but he was sort of like the Bucky to the Captain America that was actually John Walker. Okay, now John Walker was somebody who was U.S. agent, and he does be Captain America for a while in the comic books. And so Lemar Hoskins in Battlestar was a partner to John Walker. Now, here's what's really interesting. The way that the John Walker character, who we know is also going to be in the show, and U.S. Agent's going to be in the show, but the way that he became Captain America was he was appointed by the government, and then he makes Battlestar his Bucky. Like, look at this picture I'm putting up here. It literally says, introducing new Captain America and Bucky. Now, also in his post here, Charles Murphy is talking about this scene that was shot that supposedly shows propaganda for the U.S. citizen. They're shooting something at like a high school football game, and it's meant to be propaganda to push up the idea of the U.S. citizen. Now, I have to just immediately jump into speculation, and I believe this is kind of where Murphy is going with his stuff, but I just want to jump right in and talk about why I think this is so cool. So, the current rumor for the overall, like, gist of the plot when it comes to Falcon and the Winter Soldier is that the government wants to appoint the next Captain America. That's what they want to do. And Sam and Bucky are not going to be looked at to be the new Captain America because Sam didn't sign the Accords and Bucky is Bucky. And so one of the rumored plots for this film was going to be that this John Walker character is U.S. citizen, okay? He's not Captain America because he's just not Captain America. He doesn't have the shield. He wasn't given Captain America's mantle or whatever, right? He's U.S. citizen, and he's doing Captain America-like things. And what the one plot rumor was out there was that even Sam Wilson backs him as Captain America, giving him the shield, okay? And so what we think is going on here is that they're going to set up this guy and this new Bucky as the new state-sponsored Captain America and Bucky because the world is in disarray. And I think when it comes to the propaganda is going to be like, look, basically, Earth has been through hell and back. After the blip, after Thanos invading twice, you know what I mean? Like, this is just we're in a bad spot. We need heroes. Don't worry, we've got you people. We're going to make you feel safe. Here's U.S. citizen. And the idea, because, you know, it's comic books, is that U.S. citizen John Walker and Lemar are nefarious. They're not actually good guys. There's something really bad going on there, and Falcon and the Winter Soldier are going to have to go in and shut it down. And so on a baseline, that is what we think is going on with the report from Murphy and with the rumors that are out there. But I want to take it another step further because you know I got to talk about Thunderbolts, aka Dark Avengers, or whatever they do next. This is the plot of the Winter Soldier. When they're talking about how Hydra created a world with such chaos that people are willing to give up their freedom for security, that is totally a real thing. And it's the catalyst for what was able to propel S.H.I.E.L.D. to this level where they were able to do whatever they wanted. That is, again, going to happen now because of the post-Endgame environment that the Marvel Cinematic Universe finds itself in. And I've been speculating about that a lot because I think it's the perfect way to get to the Dark Avengers or the Thunderbolts is you have these new heroes, and look, we're just going to trust them because we want to be safe. The world wants to be safe, and so they're going to just kind of allow to prop up these awesome heroes that are maybe actually villains. And all of this stuff that they're talking about for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, to me, feels like it will perfectly fall into that narrative, to that situation on Earth, which, again, I think will lead us to Thunderbolts and possibly a state-sponsored Avengers, and possibly a state-sponsored Avengers team that's actually a bunch of villains. So that's your Dark Avengers. But that's pretty much all we have on that. Shout out to Murphy, Charles Murphy, and the Murphy's Multiverse team. I mean, they got this exclusive talking about this, and it does lend credence to a lot of theories people have been talking about and rumors that have been reported. So let me know, what do you think about this? What do you think about a state-sponsored Captain America? What do you think about that basic idea for a plot in Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Do you think it'd be cool? Whatever your thoughts, let me know in the comment section below. And now let's check the nerd card before we get out of here. I want to know, who is the showrunner for Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Let me know in the comment section below. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.